The year is 1998. Kenner has just finished creating the toy line for the Jurassic Park Lost World movie. And now it's been pretty much a year since the movie came out. And they're running out of dinosaurs to make. With only 2 films and a novel to work with, and not many other relevant species, I think it's safe to say that Kenner was struggling with ways to make the newer models feel unique, not just more of the same. And that's when they got the idea to make Jurassic Park Chaos Effect, under the premise of genetically mutated hybrid dinosaurs gone bad. And well, I say hybrid dinosaurs, but only some of these dinosaurs were hybrids. Some like the famous... that one. You know the one. The Ultimasaurus was also supposed to be part of this line, and that hybrid has become infamous for just how out there it is. But apart from creating these hybrids, they also took some of the classic figures and gave them brand new coats of paint, usually employing bright neon colors, I guess you could say, like oranges, blues, lime greens. And that ties in fairly nicely to the subject of today's Repaint showcase. This is my custom Safari Limited Chaos Effect Triceratops. So like I said, the general coloration was based off of the Chaos Effect line, so this one went through a few variations. I made an original yellow coat of paint akin to the Stegoceratops in Jurassic World Alive, but I quickly abandoned that one, and in retrospect I'm glad I did. Then I got kind of a lime green idea, and thought, oh, the level 40 Trek in Jurassic World the game, except instead of resculpting this figure, I'd just use its color scheme. But I decided that that color scheme was boring, so I kind of messed around with it with some blues, and then I decided, let's make a Chaos Effect style custom. Remember Chaos Effect? Because I sure didn't until partway through making this guy. But ultimately, yeah, I'm extremely satisfied with how this repaint turned out. If you put it next to any regular old dinosaur model, like comparing it to the original version of the Triceratops it's based on, then it does not fit at all into the general style of figure, but it does line up pretty well into the Chaos Effect style of figures, other than the fact that of course it's unarticulated. The base color is this incredibly bright lime green that was spread throughout the body, and I'm showing you the underbelly because the underbelly is still the original base color. It was unpainted. You've probably noticed by now parts of this figure are dark green. In order to make those parts, I did not use dark green paint. I used a splash of blue paint, and then I kind of nicely spreaded it out across the figure. So here, even these forest green colored speckles are actually just blue paint. I guess the main 2 colors I used in this figure were lime green and blue. I didn't use any dark green, but because of the way it mixed, a lot of this figure is dark green. Then around the head, I made some frill spots, somewhat akin to how they appear in the original model. And I also painted these blue lines that were kind of improvised, but I liked how they looked, so I decided to just go with it. And that was all I did until earlier today. For the final version of this model, I painted the claws. black, I also took black paint and painted stripes on the hind legs and down across the back. Its tail is basically entirely black at the top. For the head, I painted the horns, the nostrils, the beak. There's little tiny scoots on the frill. And technically the pupils, although first I added yellow dots there and then I just splattered a bit of black onto them. All of that I used black paint for. I wasn't able to get the inside of the mouth fully with how this is detailed, but I painted the tongue in kind of a crimsonish red color. Because of my camera filters, it looks bright red, but it is not bright red. And then finally there's a scar on this side of its face that isn't present on the other side of its face. And this was kind of an idea I got when I purchased the second copy of this model and I was examining it. I noticed something that I'm going to demonstrate on the original figure. Noticeably, well, I think it's noticeable at least, this figure has a scar kind of on the side. When I first got my new model and I noticed this scar, I assumed that it was damaged. But then I looked at my old model and I found the exact same scar in the exact same place. So there's a little detail about this Triceratops that most of you probably didn't know. It has a healed scar. And I decided, since the chaos effect line was so much more in your face, I decided to take that healed scar and instead of painting it up, I would make it an open scar.